it's just me, myself, and Mandy, and we're in the kitchen today because I am on a month-long mission to try all things pumpkin spice. So let's be basic and let's dive in. So I have a bunch of things. Some things are in the freezer, some things are in the fridge. So we're just gonna try them a little bit at a time so that way nothing goes to waste, but I still get to try all of these pumpkin spice things. And we'll see which things work as pumpkin spice and if some things just don't quite work as pumpkin spice. I think we are going to start with some pre-made pumpkin spice muffins. Ooh, it's a very nice big muffin. Yummy, it's got some crumble on top. It's a good muffin. It's nice and moist. It's very fluffy. I do taste the pumpkin spice, but it's not super strong. Let's try some pumpkin spice pretzels. Who knew? Pumpkin spice pretzels. They are nice little mini pretzels that are iced. Let's give it a try. I'm not tasting the pumpkin spice. I'm really just tasting a chocolate covered pretzel is all I'm getting. I get the pretzel taste, I get the chocolatey taste. I'm not tasting any pumpkin spice at all. Now, I love chocolate covered pretzels, so I'm still happy with these just by them being chocolate covered pretzels, but I am disappointed that it doesn't actually taste like pumpkin spice. Now, here's an oddball one that I'm interested in as well, and it's the pumpkin spice kettle corn. This one has white chocolate and sprinkles with it. Hopefully this one will actually taste like pumpkin spice. It mostly looks just like kettle corn, but you can see that it does have some little like sprinkles and things on there. Let's see how it tastes. I'm not sure about that one. The flavors come together in a very strange kind of way. This one's not overwhelmingly pumpkin spice, but I can taste some of that spicy flavor and some of that pumpkin flavor, but it's blending in with the flavors of the kettle corn itself and the white chocolate. That's okay. It's morning time and I'm ready for a tea, so I'm gonna try the pumpkin spice chai latte mix. I've got some water heating up over here, and I'm going to take a scoop of my mix and we'll see how this turns out. Now, this chai latte mix does have sugar in it already. It also has non-fat dry milk mixed in there. So all that stuff is mixed in there together and already included. Okay, let's see how it is. Okay, I can definitely taste the pumpkin spice. I think it helps that it's a chai tea flavor, so that my cat's not happy. So that chai spice is helping add in that spice flavor for sure. Probably a little more sugar than what I would have added if I was making it on my own and it wasn't already in the mix. It is definitely an instant mix, but as far as an easy to do instant mix goes, it's perfectly fine. It's just not excellent, you know. Okay, now we're gonna try a pumpkin spice donut. Here is our donut. It is a cake donut, and it is glazed. And let's see how it is. It does taste like a, prepackaged, pre-made cake donut. It reminds me when I was a kid and I'd always eat those prepackaged powdered donuts. It very much reminds me of the texture, the flavor type of that. Mostly it tastes just like a prepackaged cake donut. I'm not getting a ton of pumpkin spice. Now, I can taste a little bit, unlike the pretzels where I couldn't taste any. I can taste a little bit. It's very, very faint though. Now, I do have one other thing I want to try this morning because I'm curious to try it on multiple things. And that is our pumpkin butter. Now, I have never had pumpkin butter before, so I'm curious what it's going to taste like. Let's be weird and put a little bit of pumpkin butter on our pumpkin spice donut. Because why not? Bon appetit. Oh, that pumpkin butter is very good. And it does work very well on the donut. In fact, I'm gonna put a little bit more on there. Let's try it on our muffin. It is a little strange on the muffin. Time for another tea. This time we're gonna go with the Twinings pumpkin spice chai tea. And I figure we can have a pumpkin delight cookie with it. We'll let that steep for a little bit. While that steeps, I'm gonna try this lovely pumpkin cookie. It's a very nice, soft, chewy cookie. And it does definitely taste like pumpkin with a little bit of spice in there. That is a very lovely cookie. I quite like that. I'm gonna try it plain first and then with a splash of cream, which is usually how you take your chai. Got some good, nice spice. I'm mostly just getting a lot of the spice. I'm not getting a whole lot of pumpkin. I'll go ahead and add a little bit of cream in here now though. It's quite nice with the cream. Still have a nice, good spice going. And I do think I get a little bit more pumpkin now that I've calmed the spice down just a touch. That's nice. Overall, I think it's a pretty good tea. I'm going to enjoy drinking the rest of these. I did just try another pretzel, and I did want to mention that trying it with a fresh palate, I did get a little bit of pumpkin spice, just a tiny, tiny little hint of some pumpkin spiciness. So it wasn't completely without pumpkin spice. I guess that first one maybe just wasn't as much on there, or maybe just because I'd been tasting other pumpkin spicy things. I don't know. So I did get a hint of it when I tried it again, so to be fair. And now I want to try the cake roll. I've got myself a slice here. I love cake rolls. I don't know what it is about them, but I absolutely love cake rolls, and they're just really fun. So let's taste. That's delicious. It's a nice moist cake. It has delicious icing in the middle, and you definitely do taste that pumpkin spice. Now let's try the pumpkin spice Cheerios. I hope these are good. This is my cereal for the week. Let's give it a shot. That's pretty good. You still get that Cheerio flavor, but then you definitely get a bit of that fall spice and some of the pumpkin. So I think it comes together very well. I think the pumpkin spice flavor blends together pretty well with the Cheerio. That works pretty well. That was a good combination. Let's try the pumpkin spice hot cocoa. Smells chocolatey good. Cheers. I like that. It's nice and chocolatey for sure. It's not overwhelmingly pumpkin spice, but it does definitely have a bit of that pumpkin spice edge to the chocolatiness. Let's make it even better. Ha ha! Pumpkin spice whipped topping! It mostly tastes like just the whipped topping flavor, but there is a hint of pumpkin spice in there. It does pair very nicely with the hot chocolate. I think we can level it up one more notch with pumpkin spice hot chocolate topper. We have different sprinkles and we have mini marshmallows in there. Let's just try a little on its own. There is in fact some pumpkin spice flavor in these. Let's pour a little of these buddies on there. Let's try it with all of it. There's a lot of flavor happening, but I'm here for it. It is very good. We're going to try the iced pumpkin sliced loaf cake. Just a nice little slice of pumpkin loaf with icing on top. It's very moist and it has a very strong pumpkin taste, and you definitely get some of that spice with it as well. I really like having the icing with it just to add another touch of sweetness to it. It's still good without the icing, but I do like that touch of sweetness that the icing adds to it. Then we have the pumpkin sandwich cookies. Here's one up close. I think they are a very nice size. Let's taste it. That is addictive. It's a good pumpkin spice flavor. The frosting in the middle is also pumpkin spice flavored. So you have pumpkin spice in the cookie, And then you also have pumpkin spice in the frosting. And so the sweetness doesn't overpower the spiced flavor. That is really good. That's a win in my book. Let's try a petite pumpkin bundt cake. They're adorable and small. Got some drizzled frosting, looks like, over top, and then some in the middle. Let's try. Caramel flavor of it is more of a toasted caramel. Reminds me of a creme brulee a little bit. And then you have some of that pumpkin in there and that yogurt. That is really good. I quite like that. Let's try the cheesecake bites. Here's one of the pumpkin ones. That's really good. Delicious graham cracker crust. Definitely taste the pumpkin spice flavor. It is a lovely cheesecake flavor. That's really good. The pack does come with some New York style cheesecake bits as well, so you might as well try it. It's okay. It's not a great one. I did do a faster thaw on these and not a slower thaw in the fridge. So I know sometimes that can affect flavor, to be fair. As good as the pumpkin spice one was, I'm a little surprised that this one, which presumably is the base for that, is kind of... Now I'm excited. I have been waiting for this one. We're going to try the pumpkin spice mochi. It's okay. I've had some from this brand before, and I really like some of their other flavors. This one's okay. It is a lighter pumpkin spice flavor. It's not a super, super strong one, so it's okay. And since we're on the frozen section, we might as well try the pumpkin pie frozen dessert. It is made with almond milk, so it is dairy-free. I usually quite like the frozen desserts with almond milk and with cashew milk. That one's delicious too. So let's see. It's an interesting journey of flavors right here. This one didn't come together as well as some of the other dairy-free ones I've had before. I think some of those flavors they use pair better with the dairy substitute that they use than this one does. It seems like this one's not meshing as well. I definitely taste the pumpkin, so there's definitely pumpkin flavor. And it does make me think more of the flavors of a pumpkin pie, but I think that almond milk is adding a little bit of flavor to it as well, maybe. And that's where my brain is just kind of hyper focusing on, instead of it just all blending in together as one. Now, all in all, it's not bad. I will quite enjoy finishing the rest of this tub. Next up is the Special K pumpkin spice. Let's see. That's pretty good. Has a nice pumpkin flavor, and it's still that classic Special K type cereal. I'm pretty pleased with that. I don't know, I might like that a little bit more than Cheerios, just because I think I've been in a bit of a Special K kick. But that's a good one. Next, we're gonna try the pumpkin spice cinnamon rolls. I believe I had these last year, and I remember enjoying them quite a bit. So I am really excited to try them again. It should have pumpkin spice on the rolls themselves, as well as pumpkin spice in the icing. So double pumpkin spice for ultimate pumpkin spice flavor. Let's pop them in the oven and see how they turn out. Baked and iced, and they look pretty good. Let's try one. That's a pretty good cinnamon roll. And it does have a nice pumpkin spice flavor to it. I think it helps that the pumpkin spice is both mixed in with the roll as well as the icing. It's not a really in-your-face, super overpowering flavor, but it is a very nice, definitely can taste it flavor. So I'm quite pleased with that one. Now let's try baking the pumpkin spice cookie mix. I've got my dough all mixed up. I'm gonna pop it in the oven and we'll see how they turn out. Our cookies are ready, so let's taste it. That's pretty good. Now, it's not the best cookie I've ever had, but that's not bad either. And the flavor is pretty good. It definitely has that pumpkin flavor. It has a bit of a light spice flavor too. And because I can't help myself, now I'm going to try it with some pumpkin butter on it. The pumpkin butter is still fantastic. It makes for a lovely glaze on the cookies. That's another win, I'd say. Next, we have the pumpkin spice quick bread and muffin mix. I baked it up into muffins because I thought that would be easier. So here's my beautiful little muffin. Let's take a bite. It's nice and fluffy and it has some really good flavor. It definitely tastes like pumpkin. You can definitely taste some of that spice. It's not super strong, overwhelming flavor, but you can definitely taste the flavors there. Now, of course, I have to try it with pumpkin butter. Man, I love that pumpkin butter. It just makes everything so much better. Honestly, I think that pumpkin butter might have been one of my best purchases out of all these pumpkin spice things, because it really takes everything just to the next level. We're on to our last item. It has been a journey, and we are ending with the pumpkin cookie dough with cream cheese flavored chunks. This is a pre-made cookie dough that's already in the pre-made sections. You just open the package and just stick the little pieces on your pan, pop it in the oven. So of course it was super easy. And it makes very large cookies. You see here's one of the cookies. They are quite large. It does also say on the package that they are safe to eat raw if you just want to eat on the cookie dough as well. So that is also an option. But let's take a taste. That is really good. That's definitely one of my favorites. Strong pumpkin flavor. The spice flavor is definitely very strong. And it's nicely complemented by the cream cheese flavor chunks. So that goes very well with it. Okay, it doesn't need anything else. But I'm gonna put the pumpkin butter on it. Just because. Let's try it. It does just fine on its own. But it is, of course, yummy with the pumpkin butter. I will say, the pumpkin butter made the least difference with this one than everything else I've put it on. Because I think the pumpkin flavor in this is so strong that that strong kick of the pumpkin flavor from the pumpkin butter wasn't as noticeable, as different. But it did blend in nicely. It's a very good cookie. Well, there we have it. It has been a long journey and has spanned a few weeks for me. So it's been a while I've been working through all these pumpkin spice flavor things. And they were pretty good. There were some incredible things in there. Some just knock it out of the park things that I really like. Off the top of my head, I mean, obviously those cookies we just ended on are amazing and fantastic. The cinnamon rolls are great. I love those. I've gotten those before and I will definitely be getting them again. So we had a lot of really fun and interesting things. We had some that were just okay, and we had a few that were not so great. But it was a fun journey anyway. Well, I hope you also enjoy the pumpkin spice season and get to try out a few different things. But for now, I think I'm going to eat a few more of those muffins with some pumpkin butter. And I hope you have a wonderful day. Bye!